Hey everyone, this is Francesco and welcome back to another episode of Lab Learning with Gelatin Labs. When editing photos, the background color you work against might seem like a small detail, but it can have a significant impact on how your images look when viewed elsewhere. This tutorial will explain why and how to optimize your editing workflow with a focus on the simultaneous contrast illusion and its effects. The simultaneous contrast illusions shows how our perception of tones and colors change based on the surrounding context. Let's explore an example to understand this concept. Imagine two squares of identical middle gray tones. One is surrounded by black, the other by white. Despite being the same tone, the gray surrounded by black appears lighter, while the one surrounded by white looks darker. These optical effects demonstrate how the backdrop color can influence your perception of brightness and contrast during editing. Why does this matter in photo editing? When you edit an image in software like Lightroom, the background color impacts how tones, shadows, and highlights appear. For example, a dark gray background might make shadows seem more open and detailed. A white background may make shadows appear deeper and darker. If you switch between different background colors during editing, your adjustment might unintentionally create inconsistent results. So first thing first, select white and observe your image for a couple of seconds, if not some minutes. Switch to wet white background and observe. The shadows will look darker and more contrasty. Then switch to dark gray. Observe and you'll notice that shadows may seem lighter with more visible detail. By comparing these views, you'll see how drastically your perception of the same image changes depending on the background. To ensure your edits translate well across platforms, whether it can be Instagram or your website, set your editing background to white. This ensures that tones and adjustments you make in Lightroom look consistent when displayed online. Similarly, for prints with white borders, a white editing backdrop helps match the final presentation. Editing against a darker background might lead you to a reduced shadows detail, making the image appear too dark or contrasty when you use it on white web page or prints. A great way to work on a bodywork of images is using the reference view in Lightroom. This is very important when it comes to build a solid and cohesive body of work, talking about the complexity of an entire project. So I have my entire catalog right now about my galaxies being from Night Sky project. I'm trying to find some pairings for my upcoming book. So working on that, it requires time, so you have to do this many times until you define your concept of a project and your visual about the theme. So one of the things I do the most using reference view, it's picking up like themes or colors and trying to pair them between images. So if I want to pair the image about motorcycles, I hit Shift plus R and try to drag the image to the left. Pinning them is our anchor and it's the reference photos. When you shift to the left or to the right, you can choose the other images. You can make more space closing that and trying to choose images that can resonate with the theme. So by color, or as I said, theme like motorcycles or cars or just industrial stuff. So I want to pair that with some images I took in Sturgis motorcycle rally, and I have some images of bikers that can resonate with that. So I do like step by step and try to find some of those images, just making them slide between the two faces we see two words. So I probably choose this one because that resonates with the colors, but this also looks very well because we have the motorcycle team, and that's very very interesting. So you can try if you want to change the theme, or just want to make like resonating images by other filters. So you can make just other pairings, try to find people or details or something like that. Another thing I do the most is when it comes to details in pictures. I have this image that it's from a window or shop, and there is this book called American Daughter, and this is like my reference for a pairing with an image of a girl I shot in Kansas, and that is a red-haired girl that can resonate a lot with this image. So so you can select the image and pair your selection. So I'd love to use this one because it resonates with the red hair color and the red hue that this image have. And if you need to do any adjustment, you can go like on the panel and try to redefine and fine-tuning your image based on the other left side image. So this is a good example of training about pairing images and make the right connections in a workflow that can ensure you a good creation.